Hey everyone, it's Neil here from Post to Post. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to take a look at the St. Louis Blues Winter Classic jersey. Very excited to kind of talk about it and review it, but I just quickly wanted to mention that if you watch my previous video, which was about kind of tearing down this whole room, creating mega desk, changing basically everything, the lighting and whatnot and stuff, that is obviously completed. The background looks different than what it did in the last video. It took me the majority of the weekend, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a future video and probably actually show it, but I'm still in the process of trying to figure out the lighting and whatnot. I need to change this light and move stuff around. So this video is a little raw as far as my plan for how it's going to look. So apologies for that, but let's get into this jersey. They released it on, I think it was Friday, and I filmed the teardown video on, I think it was Saturday morning, and I didn't have time to film this video right now, so I didn't get everything back up in time until basically now, so a little late reviewing this, but I'm excited regardless. Okay, let's bring it up on the screen. I'm going to take a look at this first photo, and it's kind of exactly what we expected. Now, and we made a video, I think it was around August 8th or 7th, something around there, where we talked about 20 new jerseys coming to the NHL, and we predicted that the St. Louis Blues would be going with this kind of original style jersey based on their actual history. It's an important history, and they want to honor one of their first jerseys, or I guess their first jersey. So that's what they did. But I kind of, not publicly, but I kind of walked back on that decision or that prediction when Minnesota released theirs, because I thought, okay, well, if Minnesota is doing something like that, I don't really think that matches well with my initial assumption that St. Louis would go with this jersey, which was kind of the original style of their history. So I thought that they were just going to come out with something new or whatnot. But then I saw this. I'm like, oh, wow, they actually did it, which is awesome. But I find that the Minnesota Wild Winter Classic, which we reviewed a couple of days ago or earlier last week, doesn't really match well at all with this. And I think if St. Louis came out with this first, I would have expected Minnesota to do something kind of like down here to my left for the reverse retro, kind of honoring the North Stars a little bit. But sometimes the teams just don't collaborate on these jerseys, so it is what it is. So the jersey itself, I think, is for the most part perfect. I don't think it's what everyone wanted, obviously. There was a lot of disappointed people, but as a jersey collector, I think it's perfect for their what they have brought out recently in Reebok years, moving into the Adidas years. They have one of the most expansive jerseys collections available in Adidas for a team. There's some teams that only have 3 jerseys. Like Florida has home, away, and reverse retro. If they have anything else, I missed it. I'm not aware of it. St. Louis has home, away, that one up there, which is based on the Reebok Winter Classic. And then they have this alternate that I'm wearing, then the reverse retro, and now this one. They have got at least 6. Maybe I'm missing one. But they've got 6. Florida has 3. So St. Louis has done a very good job developing their brand, developing their jerseys in Adidas years even specifically. And I think this fits in so nicely because it's not exactly like the one over my back shoulder. Like, it's not the inverse of that, but it's so similar that it fits in well with the family. So I think this was a really good addition, really smart addition for their brand. The numbers look amazing. I love the numbers, having blue, but then an inner stroke kind of yellow on the inside, then back to blue. They just stand out so well on that off-white. And I love the fact that I went with off-white. That is amazing. I love that decision. There's not enough of that in current hockey. It makes it feel more like a sweater, not a jersey. When I think of sweater, I think of like an old school style, and with the sweater collar that they have here. On this one, the front of the shoulders here, they've got those stripes that go along, kind of like how New York does it on their away jersey. I love that addition, and the shoulders are great. I love that shade of blue. It's just fantastic. And then the logo itself is felt. Now I want to go into another photo where we can see the back, and you can really tell that the numbers have that felt feel, which is that's a Winter Classic thing, right? We expected that. That's not really a surprise. Nothing really to comment on here. It's a generic striping. Again, I really like the way that they did the numbers. And I want to go to the next image I have, which is actually at a baseball game. I think this is where they announced it. And the neck. I want to talk about the neck a little bit because I talked about the Minnesota Wild neck and how it was a little bit odd in their Winter Classic jersey. Now this one is exactly what I was expecting. And by neck, I don't really mean neck. I mean where the NHL logo is. See how those 2 stitched lines kind of come down and intersect and go across? That's very typical of a Winter Classic jersey and other jerseys in the NHL. Most don't have it, but the specialty ones, kind of like the Winter Classic, do. So I that's something I expected for the Minnesota Wild Winter Classic. It didn't have it. It's like one of the only jerseys that just has that NHL logo just kind of floating there. No laces, no nothing really going on. And again, kind of an example of these two teams not really collaborating. So I don't feel like this jersey matches well with the Minnesota one. They'll look fine on the ice together, but if you lay these jerseys down side by side, which maybe I can do someday on the channel if I own both of them, they don't feel like they were part of the same game. At least not right now. Maybe I'll change my tone on that when I actually see the game. But for right now, they just seem a little disjointed. I think St. Louis has the better jersey of the two teams. Minnesota's is fine, but this one is excellent in my opinion. I really like this one a lot. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say. There's not really a lot to dissect here because it's kind of what we predicted. So it's not really any shocks or surprises. Kind of like that Minnesota one. That was kind of a long video kind of going over all the little details. But this one's exactly what it should be in my opinion. So St. Louis, great job. I think the majority of the fans were happy with it. But like I said earlier, still a couple of fans that were very unhappy, specifically on Twitter. So can't please everyone, right? I don't think there's any jersey that's considered perfect in everyone's eyes. So that wraps it up, guys. Hope you guys like this jersey. If you do, let me know down below in the comment section. If you don't like it, hey, let me know as well. Love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching. We'll love it if you hit the subscribe button down below as well and join us here, and hit the like button if you want to see more jersey reviews. And I'll talk to you later. Adios.